Class is back in session and new school zone warning beacons have been installed at 14 schools. Tacoma Rail is taking innovative approaches to be more cost-effective, and Second Cycle brings bikes back to life. All that and more on this edition of Tacoma Report. Hello, I'm Anita Gallagher. A new school year has begun, which has students back on the road, walking or biking to their locations. New warning devices for drivers are making these routes safer at 14 schools in Tacoma.
The City of Tacoma will be installing advanced school zone flashing beacons at various elementary, middle, and high schools throughout the city. The purpose for the beacons is to create safe walking routes for students, parents, and other folks that might be around the schools. What they do is the beacons actually go off and on at the start and the beginning of school so that it warns drivers when children might be most present around a school zone. These school zones are based upon the frontage of schools or actually at school crosswalks where kids will be crossing. So the idea is to get drivers to use a reasonable speed when they're approaching a school so that it's most safe for our most vulnerable populations.
These beacons provide vital safety infrastructure upgrades designed to alert drivers when a reduced speed limit is in effect.
As part of this program, drivers can expect that in the beginning of school, at the start in the morning, or even in the afternoon, when school's about to let out, the beacons actually will be flashing. So previously the city had signs that would say, school zone 20 mile an hour from 7:30 to 3 p.m. And now what you'll actually see is it'll be a school zone 20 mile an hour when flashing. So you actually have these yellow flashing beacons that'll be going off and flashing. So you'll know that during those times, you'll actually need to slow down and drive 20 miles an hour.
The project is expected to be completed by November. More improvements are planned in other school zones over the next 2 years. Roadwork has begun on South 38th Street as part of the Lincoln District Streetscape Project. Stacy Ellifrit has more on getting around the area and through the construction zone during the first phase of this effort.
Visitors to a popular business district have experienced a traffic shift on the main thoroughfare. These changes are part of the Lincoln District Streetscape Project, an effort that seeks to enhance pedestrian access, traffic calming measures, and landscaping elements.
For those who haven't been through the area just yet, let's take a look at what it's like getting through the construction zone.
The zone is on South 38th Street between South J Street and South Fawcett Avenue. In this section, traffic has shifted to the north side and has been reduced to one lane in each direction. Road work has started on the south side of the street. This work is focused on installing new utilities in the roadway before moving to the sidewalk infrastructure improvements. Depending on weather throughout the winter, work on this side of the street is expected to run through January of 2018. In order to accommodate this traffic shift, the on-street parking has been temporarily removed in the construction zone.
So one of the great partnerships we have is with Lincoln High School, and they are letting customers use their Lincoln High School parking lot, which is on 37th and Park, anytime after school hours. So in the evenings, weekends, feel free to park there. It's a nice big parking lot.
It's important to remember that businesses in the district are still open while streetscape work is taking place.
So one of the main points that we're trying to convey to everyone is that all of the businesses are still open during construction. None of them have limited hours. They're open all the time.
Residents or business owners should feel free to ask questions of crews out on site wearing construction vests. They can help answer questions about this effort that's working to further shape this district as an accessible destination. For Tacoma Report, I'm Stacy Ellifrit.
To learn more about the construction timeline or to sign up for the Lincoln District Revitalization newsletter, visit the city's website. A Tacoma nonprofit is helping the community and promoting exercise at the same time. Lane Fickey takes a look at the Second Cycle Community Bike Shop located in the Hilltop Business District.
The idea came out of, I think, the necessity for more people to ride bikes and more of my friends to ride bikes and more people, and just to see more people in our community ride bikes and to sort of lower those barriers that people experience, whether that be through cost or inexperience or knowledge.
The Second Cycle Community Bike Shop allows anyone to come in and work on their bikes for a nominal fee. Any type of tool that's needed for bike repair is available to be used in their shop area. Staff and volunteers can also assist for a little extra money. Revenue that's generated above and beyond the operating expenses from the shop area and also from sales of brand new and refurbished bikes is used to fund programs that help the community.
Our biggest program is the open shop area. We also run a Earn a Bike program. It's an after-school program or summer program, and kids go through like an 8-week course, and they come in for 3 hours and they learn something about the bicycle and repair a part of the bicycle every week. They get the bike at the end of the day, at the end of the course.
Second Cycle also has a satellite bike facility on 67th and Park Street in Tacoma, which is open once a week. It offers the same type of open shop space for bike repair. Many community members have been using this nonprofit organization for a long time.
As a kid, all we did was ride bikes, so that's what kept us out of trouble. We come here, work on them, keep us out of trouble. They let us work on them. They showed us how to use the tools, real family oriented,
Ray, could you bring me that thingamabob? I think we're almost done here. I need to tighten my seat up.
Lane, that's a Allen wrench, and you've got the seat on backwards.
Thanks, Ray. Well, it's nice to know that the volunteers here are so helpful, especially when you have no idea what you're doing. For Tacoma Report, I'm Lane Fickey.
For more information about the Second Cycle Community Bike Shop or how to utilize their facility, go to their website. You can also visit them on Martin Luther King Jr. Way. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention has some tips to help parents and children have a safe trick-or-treating experience this Halloween. If you're planning to hand out candy, consider healthier treats or even small toys as an alternative to candy and to avoid allergies. For more tips on how to do Halloween the healthy way, go to the CDC's website. The Great Northwest Glass Pumpkin Patch is coming to Tacoma. The pumpkin patch features more than 1,000 handcrafted glass pumpkins created by local glass artists, including the Hilltop artists. Admission is free and pumpkins range in price, beginning at $35. A portion of the proceeds from each sale is donated to nonprofits that help children and families. The event will be held Saturday, October 21st, from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. at McClendon's Hardware, located at 1015 North Pearl Street. For more information, visit the Northwest Glass Pumpkin Patch webpage. Up next, I'll be joined by Naomi Strom-Avila to talk about the upcoming Tacoma Arts Month studio tours. Don't miss it. During Tacoma Arts Month in October, the community is invited inside the working studios of 70 local artists. Here to tell us more about what we can expect this year is Naomi Strom-Avila from the city's Office of Arts and Cultural Vitality. Welcome to the show, Naomi.
Thank you.
Nice to have you with us. So can you tell me about the Tacoma Studio Tour?
Sure. This is our 16th annual year. It's an opportunity for the public to get inside the working studios of local Tacoma artists, see how artwork is created, learn about the artistic process, sometimes create their own pieces, and purchase one-of-a-kind unique items.
Well, that's wonderful. So how do you participate in the studio tours and what can people expect?
The studio tour is open to the public. It is a free event and for all ages. It's great for families. It's great for individual people to go. It is a self-guided tour, and so we have an online map as well as printed map where you can map your own course. There's 42 studios to choose from this year, so you can pick and choose the ones that interest you the most or that are closest to where you live, whatever you choose. And they are open from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. So you can go anytime during that time period on October 14th and 15th. What to expect when you're there? Every studio is different. So depending on what you're interested in, there's everything from glass blowing to letterpress, arts to painting, and every studio is going to be different, but you should expect to be able to talk directly with the artist and ask questions about how they make their work, what the equipment is. Some cases you can even try your hand at creating artwork yourself. So in a letterpress studio, you might be able to actually work the antique press and create a piece. So it's a great chance to get hands-on and really learn about how artwork is made, appreciate that process and the work that goes into handcrafted artwork.
Well, that's amazing. And where can people go to learn more about that?
We have all our information online at tacomaartsmonth.com, and there's a special page on there specifically for the studio tour. We also have printed brochures that can be picked up around multiple places around town, including all our museums, a lot of coffee shops, and other places here in Tacoma. And if you happen upon a studio, they will likely have copies of brochures as well.
So there's a Tacoma Arts Month challenge. Now, how can people participate in that?
Sure. The Tacoma Studio Tours on October 14th and 15th is part of the larger Tacoma Arts Month, which happens the entire month of October. And there's an opportunity to earn some really fabulous prize packages by participating in the Tacoma Arts Challenge. What we ask people to do is take a picture or a selfie at any arts and culture event they attend in October in Tacoma, post it to social media using the hashtag Tacoma Arts, and make sure your post is public, and then you're instantly entered to win these prizes. So it's a great opportunity to not only enjoy arts and culture, but to win something in return possibly.
Well, that sounds like fun, and I just might have to do that myself. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you.
Tacoma Public Utility Board meetings will have a temporary location while their auditorium undergoes renovations. We'll tell you where you can attend after the break. The Tacoma Public Utility Board meetings will be held temporarily at the Metro Parks Tacoma headquarters, located at 4702 South 19th Street, beginning September 27th through the end of the year. The meetings are being relocated while TPU's auditorium is being renovated with new audio-visual equipment and other upgrades. The meetings will be televised live and replayed during regular playback times here on TV Tacoma. The start of Public Power Week is almost here. Tacoma Power serves 179,000 households and businesses in the city and Pierce County by providing daily electricity service. Nearly all the power is generated with low-cost, low-carbon hydroelectric dams. Tacoma Power owns 7 dams around western Washington. That and the fact that Tacoma Power is publicly owned are key reasons your rates are among the lowest in the region.
And there's something called investor-owned utilities. Utilities like Puget Sound Energy, Portland General Electric, Pacificor, those are investor-owned utilities, and they actually have shareholders that those utilities operate, and they collect a rate of return that they provide back to those shareholders. Well, Tacoma Power, our business model is very different. We're what's called a municipally owned utility, and which means that we're essentially owned by the people of Tacoma. And so everything we do is focused on providing services to those customers, and we don't make any profit. It's essentially the cost it is to operate our utility is what's in rates.
Tacoma Power was established in 1893 when citizens wanting more reliable service voted to buy the privately owned Tacoma Light and Water Company. Public Power Week starts October 1st. Tacoma Power recently honored 5 employees for thousands of hours of work that will keep your electric service safe and reliable. A new group of apprentices graduated to journey level status after they completed 4 years of classes, on-the-job training, and testing. 4 of the apprentices joined the ranks of employees that work on overhead and underground electric transmission and distribution lines. The 5th member of the group will specialize in operating the utility's power system control and command center. Tacoma Rail has found a way to help 2 national railroads save costs and reduce their carbon footprint. A new service is also helping the Port of Tacoma remain competitive and provide Tacoma's municipally owned freight railroad with a much-needed revenue boost. John Phillips has the story.
At the Tacoma Rail switching yard on Tacoma's Tide Flats, the bright red and white locomotives of the municipally owned freight railroad seem far outnumbered by the yellow and orange of 2 Class 1 national railroads.
we'll switch it over to track 1.
Tacoma Rail's locomotive mechanics tend to an astonishing 400 of these Union Pacific and BNSF railway locomotives each month. For decades, Tacoma Rail has supported its entire operation by assembling trains of intermodal shipping containers, autos, and oil tank cars, and delivering them to the national railroads. Now Tacoma Rail's latest business line is running a big service station for locomotives.
We go through and check fluids, we check the brakes, we go through the cabs, we clean the cabs, get them set up, the leaders, sanding, pretty much anything that would need to be done before it departs from here.
Fueling, engine inspections, checking horns and wipers, even polishing the windows are all part of a light servicing they now do after the national railroads drop off trains in the South Sound and prepare to head cross-country with newly serviced trains.
The UP would have to go to Seattle to service their locomotives, which would be probably a 4 to 6 hour turnaround time, where the trains would have to sit here and wait for that power.
It takes a minimum of an hour to ready a locomotive here in Tacoma. The service helps cut costs, save time, and reduce emissions for the Union Pacific and BNSF. It also boosts revenue for Tacoma Rail, which got some bad news earlier this year. A group of overseas container shippers moved their operations from the Port of Tacoma to Seattle. Tacoma Rail took a $500,000 a month hit with the lost shipping business.
Reduced our container volumes from a record high in April down to about Great Recession level volumes in May, and probably about a 20% reduction in business overnight.
The extra rail servicing helps Tacoma Rail and its 116 employees cushion the lost shipping business and lessens the potential for staff reductions.
It was a blessing just for the fact that it helps the port. We're competitive, being able to get the trains in and get them out a lot quicker and not having to wait.
Locomotive servicing is helping Tacoma Rail get through a downturn and making the national railroads more efficient. For Tacoma Report, I'm John Phillips.
Since the outside locomotive servicing began, Tacoma Rail has added 6 mechanics. They also help maintain 16 of Tacoma Rail's own locomotives. If you want to help keep Tacoma green, then come out on Saturday, October 14th from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. and volunteer for Green Tacoma Day. Community members of all ages are invited to get outside, have fun, and take part in restoration activities at one of 14 sites throughout the city. Volunteers will plant trees, remove invasive weeds, and provide a helping hand to our natural green spaces. To find a site near you and sign up to participate, visit greentacomaday.org. Coming up, we'll take a look back at the service of the neighborhood councils. Stay tuned. In 1992, the City Council established Tacoma's 8 neighborhood councils to advise them on issues of local importance and to seek consensus among residents on specific plans of action. This year, the neighborhood councils are celebrating their 25th year in existence. Maria Lee has this story.
The City of Tacoma's Neighborhood Council program is about the power that individuals have to bring about positive, lasting change when working together towards shared goals.
What's really exciting about this year, as the City of Tacoma has so many wonderful issues with growth and redevelopment, and at the same time there's challenges with that, and our neighborhood councils have been playing a central role in that conversation for these past few years.
They encourage those who have ideas for creativity and innovation to engage and participate at the neighborhood level.
What is the most important thing that the Neighborhood Council program does? It allows people to feel connected. It increases that connective tissue between the citizens and the city.
It's really important to get youth involved because there's not a lot of youth representation on these entities right now. You know, I'm the youngest person on my council and I'm 29 years old.
Each neighborhood council serves as an independent, nonprofit citizen organization to promote citizen-based efforts for neighborhood improvement.
Thank you. Welcome.
If you're looking for ways to get involved, this is a great place to start. For Tacoma Report, I'm Maria Lee.
Any resident, business owner, employee, property owner, or a member of an existing neighborhood group within a neighborhood council area can join a neighborhood council. For more information, visit the website. The Adopt a Spot program provides an opportunity for residents, businesses, and community groups to help keep Tacoma free of litter. Participants in the program apply to keep a road, a roundabout, or another public space clean and receive supplies and garbage disposal from the city.
It's an opportunity for the city to support neighborhoods and community groups that want to do their part to help keep our city and neighborhoods clean. But we ask that you do several cleanups a year for a 2-year time period. And during that time period, the city is able to post a sign on your adopted area that says your group name so that people know who's taking good care of that street.
The program is always accepting applications from interested groups or residents who can commit to a minimum of 2 cleanups per year. To sign up, call 311 or visit the webpage. A landscape management plan around the Mason Gulch area is now underway. This plan is working on a number of items, including improved slope stability.
The goal of the 20-year Mason Gulch landscape management plan is to achieve a healthy native forest ecosystem made up of a diversity of native plants, and we'd like to see 2/3 of those plants being evergreen.
Benefits include slowing down and absorbing rainfall and then improving the quality of that stormwater runoff before it reaches the Puget Sound.
There are invasive species that dominate this area. Therefore, Environmental Services and the Washington Conservation Corps crews plan on removing these. Once that's completed, we're going to install erosion control blanket and wattles on the steeper portions of the slope to help stabilize the slope while the newly planted native vegetation becomes established.
The program is asking the neighborhood to get involved in education and restoration activities. Those who are interested in volunteering can visit the city's website and contact the project manager to find out more. There is a lot going on in the Lincoln District these days. A free community celebration highlighting the rich heritage and important contributions of Latinos in the state of Washington took place recently at Lincoln High School. Attendees enjoyed musical performances and an opportunity to mingle with friends and neighbors. For the latest on what's happening in the Lincoln District, visit the Lincoln District Revitalization Project website. The Government Finance Officers Association, once again, recognized the City of Tacoma's Office of Management and Budget with a Distinguished Budget Presentation Award. The city satisfied nationally recognized guidelines for effective budget presentation designed to assess how well its budget serves as a policy document, a financial plan, an operations guide, and a communications device. CPR Sunday this year is October 8th, and you can register now to attend this annual community event. This event is offered free of charge to anyone interested in learning basic life-saving skills. Upon successful completion of the course, students receive a Tacoma Fire Department certified CPR card. More than 9,500 participants have attended this life-saving class to date. That's all the time we have on this edition of Tacoma Report. A great way to find out about the services the City of Tacoma has to offer is by going to cityoftacoma.org. Until next time, I'm Anita Gallagher.